It's your favorite YouTube dealer. I appreciate you guys for stopping in. I was going through a bunch of comments from older videos and stuff just to see if I've missed some of the requests that you guys have had. And I'm sure there's plenty that I've missed, but I'm trying to keep up as best I can. And I saw that somebody requested Merle Haggard, Mama Tried. I think that's how you say his name. If it's not, please let me know down below in the comments. I hate when I butcher people's names, especially if I do multiple reactions. I try to get it right. But I wanted to dive into this. I don't think I've ever heard of him, so this will be my first listen, first time being aware of this person altogether. But I'm hearing that it's pretty dope. At least that's what I'm told. So let's get into it. This is live from Austin, Texas. Let's see what he's doing with it.
To Larry Dust in a farm boy's nose, wondering where the freight train goes. Standing in a field by the railroad track, cussing the strap on my cotton sack. And I can see Mom and Dad with shoulders low, both of them picking on a double row. And they do it for a living because they must. That's life like it is in the Tulare dust. First thing I remember knowing was a lonesome whistle blowing, a youngest dream growing up to ride.
Okay, a little vibe.
Freight train leaving town, not knowing where I'm bound. No one to change my mind, but Mama tried. The one and only rebel child from a family meek and mild, my mama seemed to know what lay in store.
Okay, I like his voice, and you know that you got a dope song when as soon as that drops, the whole crowd they clapping with it and stuff. That's actually fire. Okay, I like this so far. I wasn't sure where it was gonna go. I enjoyed the beginning of it, but once it actually kicks in, it's a catchy little beat.
To ride on a freight train leaving town, not knowing where I'm bound. No one to change my mind, but Mama tried. The one and only rebel child from a family meek and mild, my mama seemed to know what lay in store. Despite all my Sunday learning, toward the bad I kept on turning, till Mama couldn't hold me anymore. I turned 21 in prison, doing life without parole. No one could steer me right, but Mama tried, Mama tried.
Did he say he turned 21 in prison doing life without parole? Imagine that. Like I watch a lot of different interrogation videos. Anybody that knows the Explore With Us channel, that has been one of my favorite channels on YouTube. I love the content. And when I see that someone does some shit and they get life, especially with no parole, and they're young, I'm like, yo, like I think back to when I was 18, 19, 20, 21. I'm like, I barely understood life at that point. Like I was still thinking I'm right about everything. I mean, I feel like you always feel like you're right about everything, but then as you get older, you look back and realize you weren't, and you're like, well, now I know a lot more. But then another 5, 10 years go by, and then you look back again, and you're like, I still didn't know anything back then, but now I know more, and it just keeps going. But like the thought of being 2021, and then you did something and you go to jail, and then that's it. Your life forever now is this jail. Maybe you get transferred, but this is it. This is what your whole entire life. Your one chance, as far as we know, it's one time. We don't. Maybe you come back. Maybe I don't know. But this is it. Like that's one of the craziest feel. Like it's got to be the craziest feeling ever. You don't get to enjoy going anywhere, doing anything, going to fast food, hanging out with friends, like none of that stuff. You live a scheduled life where you get up, you get some food. I guess you could work out, read some books at the library they got. Like I'm sure there's a couple of things that you could do. You could be a part of some stuff, do work there, but it's so limited compared to what your life could be. There's no like, man, I really want to visit this country, or I want to go to California one day, or I want to. That's it. It is what it is, and I couldn't imagine. Like I feel like that has to be the most depressing feeling in the world.
I turned 21 in prison, doing life without parole. No one could steer me right, but Mama tried, Mama tried, Mama tried to raise me better, but her pleading I denied. It leaves only me to blame, 'cause Mama tried.
Okay, my man's cooking.
Dear old daddy, rest his soul, left my mom a heavy load. She tried so very hard to fill his shoes, working hours without rest, wanted me to have the best. She tried to raise me right, but I refused. And I turned 21 in prison, doing life without parole. No one could steer me right, but Mama tried, Mama tried, Mama tried to raise me better. Her pleading I denied, and leaves only me to blame, 'cause Mama tried.
It's got to be tough on a mom too. I'm just thinking about the concept that he's singing about. Like, to think that like a mother, you love your kid, right? Even when they do some horrible shit, it's like, oh my God, but like that love doesn't just leave. You try to think of all the things that you could have done to maybe stop that from happening, or what could have went differently to have prevented it from going this path. And you almost probably blame yourself at times. Like, it's got to be really difficult. And shout out to all the single mothers out there, because that shit is not easy. It's not easy. Shout out to all the single mothers out there, because that you're going through a struggle in itself. So I like the entire aesthetic of this song. Like, it sounded good. It was catchy. The hook was good. Like, I liked the concept of it. Was actually really cool, because it gave me something to talk about, which, as you can see, I love to do. And it just like my one guy, who was it? I mean, the whole thing was fire, but this man cooked on the guitar. This little solo part here. That man cooked, so I respect that. Yeah, this was dope. I'm curious when this happened. 1985. Okay, so this, yeah, I figured it was back in the day. Like, you could tell pretty clearly by outfits and just the camera quality and all that kind of stuff. But he did his thing. If there's more stuff from Merle Haggard that we got to check out, you guys got to let me know. Just for anyone that doesn't know, we do go live every Friday night and check out music on twitch.tv/DuaneTV. Link is down below in the description. Throughout the week, I game and just play random stuff. If you happen to game and stop in and want to play anything, if I'm playing it, you're welcome to dive in, as long as we got some room. And then on Saturdays, we kind of just talk about all sorts of stuff. Anything from controversial shit happening with celebrities or streamers or YouTubers to, every once in a while, politics might pop up, which I'm still learning about. I don't know everything about, but I do like to get into some conversations and debate certain things, and play devil's advocate and just kind of get an idea of where everybody stands on stuff. So we talk about a lot of shit like that usually on Saturday night streams. So if that's anything you guys might be interested in, the link is down below, twitch.tv/DuaneTV. I appreciate you guys. Take it easy, stay safe. And there was something else that I wanted to add and I completely forgot. So at this point, I will just catch you in the next video, homies.